What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Darian, this is Jeremy, and we are D&J React. Real quick, before we start this video, I just want to thank everybody on GoFundMe who supported us and donated to us. We really appreciate you guys. We couldn't do it without you. And also the people who signed up at Patreon. That's also a big help in helping us fund and get new equipment that we desperately need. Yeah, so I just want to jump in and say thank you guys so much. Also, thank you guys for us hitting over 6,000 subscribers. That's a huge milestone. Impressive. Yeah, 4 months. It's been a crazy little short ride, but you guys have been really supportive, so we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so today, BTS HARDSHIPS 2013 through 2021. They're going over racism, mistreatment, accusations, plus more.
A lot more. Way more.
I think this was filmed like 2 years ago by Celeste. I don't know what that means, but
I think that's the channel that put this one together, put the video together.
Okay. Yeah, so this is one of our long forms, so I think it's like half an hour long. So not to waste any time, we're gonna jump right into it. Let's go.
Do it.
This video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY. June 13, 2013. BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled. BTS was a filler. Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption, due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
저 당시에는 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 방송을 막 사람 다 차있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
저때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가
Wait, do they have their own subtitles on here already? So we're just doing the double subtitles again like last time? Sorry guys.
막 그랬었어 그때. 그랬어요.
되게 중요한 거
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요. 저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own staff as extras, to recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 선배님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 있잖아요. 옷에 쓰여있는 무슨 뭐냐고. 돈 써가지고 16,000원짜리 후배티 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을 못해야 되겠었는데 아무튼.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
사실 남준이가 언더에서 활동.
That's what a lot of people on the Cypher medley that we watched. Yeah. That's what they were saying. A lot of their songs were about was kind of not name dropping or anything, but shitting on the haters and telling them basically like, I hope your life gets better, and you know, like
maybe someday you'll keep up with us.
Stop hating so much.
Right,
and work on yourself.
Yep, exactly.
So that's crazy what they went through. I think the craziest part is them starting in their garage.
Yeah.
To where they are now.
Oh, they're massive now.
You know, like most people don't see like the shitty beginnings of what these people or companies have to go through to get to where they are. And
yeah, they're just seeing them at the live performances now and all the
not
glitz
the
and glam and the glory.
The ARMY, they know everything.
Yeah, they've
about
been there
them
from the beginning. They've seen it all.
But
like, you know, your average person that's seeing BTS maybe for the first time, kind of like when we first started. We didn't know like where they came from. You just kind of see them on stage as this like larger than life group, and you just assume that's kind of how it's been. But
I mean, the ride
came so far.
I mean, the ride really wasn't smooth like butter.
No, not at all like butter.
So.
활동했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 그 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아, 쟤네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 대해서 사실 뭐 다 팀워크 말하고 아이돌 분이다.
So, but BTS wasn't the first one in that industry to start wearing makeup, though, right? Wasn't it like Big Bang and stuff?
Bang was ahead of them.
I'm pretty sure they started wearing like makeup and doing all that stuff.
That I can't answer. I honestly don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't remember.
Guys, can you answer why they started wearing makeup? Was it like just more of like a fashion statement, or was it used as like branding to sell makeup products in the future? Can you guys let us know in the comments? I'm genuinely curious.
네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니잖아. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때, 뭐 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거, 이제 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여장.
Wow! Shut the front door.
BTS were being told by several people they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014, BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014.
I noticed that too, with the school type theme. I think it's maybe just because they're young and obviously they're in that age bracket of being in school. Maybe that's just what they relate to.
Maybe.
What's the norm.
But I noticed even like some of the girl groups do like this like little shows, you know, where they're like in school and they're like
that's right,
joking around and having a good time on camera. I don't know if that's like a thing that the industry puts everybody through, and they all go through their own little like school show. Maybe they'll let us know down in the comments.
Maybe that's so they can attract more of a younger demographic, you know, the school age kids towards the music.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what they're shooting for.
Maybe, I have no idea. But I noticed that's like a common theme.
Yeah, I have too. I've seen that.
Yeah.
A variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
쇼와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필 입을까? 원망했나요?
타이밍 저희가 말씀드리고
얘기 천천히
저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요.
예.
그래가지고 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 유명하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual art.
Well, I can see that. I mean, if you look at the imaging, I mean, it does look very similar to the other images of other artists, what they're doing, so I can see why they would say that.
Yeah.
It might have just been, like he said, it was just kind of a timing thing. Like, they were putting theirs out, the other band put theirs out, and it just happened to be around the same time. Maybe they weren't truly trying to copy somebody, it just happened to be bad timing.
I think BTS is so shameless and honest. I
don't
feel like them maliciously going out there and trying to take other people's shit. That's not them.
No, I don't see that either.
But
I can see why somebody would say that, you know, when you look at the images that are here.
Yeah. Maybe the record label does that too, because it'll stir up more controversy and always in the media.
That's very true. They love that stuff, man.
It's probably hard on the guys, honestly, but the media company knows what they're doing. They love that shit. Free press.
Yep.
Arts. November 2014. Hashtag kick out J-Hope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. Wow. The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended hashtag J-Hope you're perfect.
That's gotta feel so shitty, dude. Like being in the whole group and they're just like
isolate one
person out of the whole.
Yeah, why did they do? Like, what was that?
I don't know. They're gonna get into it in a second. That's really fucked up. They did that.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, dude.
Yeah. They probably had to do like a lot of teamwork to build him back up.
Oh, I bet, man. I mean, his mental state must have just been destroyed after that.
Because if you think about it, they're all training together, working just as hard as one another, and then one person's the only one being singled out.
Right.
And he's on the same level as everybody. It's just
that's pretty rough, man.
Douchebags, man.
To comfort him. May 2015. BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of 사재기. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records. But this was when their company was barely surviving financially, making the claims groundless. May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015.
That's pretty sick, man. Like throwing out death threats to somebody, like
for singing a song.
Yeah, for singing a song. Like even if it was true, if he was calling somebody out, I mean, are you?
But
really
it wasn't. It's
that...
Big Bang. They said they've always looked up to him. You know.
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying even if that was the case, to give somebody death threats over something is. Meaningless as that. Like, that's crazy, dude.
I mean, dude, people talk shit to us in the comments, and we're just asking questions, and people
lose their
mind over just the most basic shit, you know?
Yeah, people are crazy, man.
They are, but I mean, it's good. Like they've come so far. They didn't really. I'm sure they let it get to them a little bit, but I mean, after a while, you just become like numb to it. It's just
you have to, man. You gotta build up thick skin and just kind of look past it, forget about the haters, and move forward, man.
That's exactly what they did.
BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry. We love you.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS.
Bro,
this led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl. And in 2019...
I heard RM, I think it was RM, the leader, had to go through like sensitivity training and stuff for like women and stuff. And he would even write his lyrics out and his song and hand it to like a female to make sure that he was...
Make sure it was good.
Make sure it was good and he wasn't going to offend women.
Wow.
Like that's how far he went though, to like reflect and make sure that he wouldn't go through that again. So I mean, it's good on them. I mean, they constantly work on themselves because their business is pleasing people.
Yeah, but I understand it from a business standpoint, but I also understand being an artist, like as a drummer, being able to express yourself, and especially as a vocalist, somebody who writes their own songs. All of that's coming from deep inside you, and you're just expressing it.
And you have to
and
like
you're
go
not
through this
allowed.
phase now.
Yeah, now you're not allowed to truly express yourself, whether it's good or bad. People dislike it. You can't be honest.
Well, that's
now
the problem.
You've got to modify and tweak your expressions and emotions and try to please everybody out there, and it's not true art anymore, which kind of sucks.
It's gonna get
as an artist.
It's gonna get to the point where like they're gonna have to like monitor what they say so much that every single song out there is gonna be just like the same bullshit.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same shit that pleases everybody. It really means nothing anymore, which is sad.
It's gonna be like a lot of robotic bullshit because people have just bitched so much about nothing that it's gonna make everything exactly the same.
Too many Karens out there getting pissed off at nothing.
Yeah, you guys gotta get some thicker skin, man.
Really.
Teen responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said that since
they're so misogynistic that Halsey ended up doing a collab with them. That's super.
Can't believe that.
the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine the lyrics.
That's what I just said.
May 2016. During their epilogue concert, aunties began to use the hashtag #PlagiarismBoyScouts. Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea.
Somebody said that
BTS saw this.
They make these Twitter accounts. They make fake Twitter accounts to basically like bash BTS and like get a big groups of people like behind them. Yeah, like.
Bro, people have way too much time on their hand. Like, why, dude? Like, you don't have anything better to do with your time than just try to bring other people down.
I don't
like,
know
you're
what
that miserable with your life.
I don't know what they get out of it, to be honest with you.
I think they're just really sad, depressed, miserable people, and they just want to make everybody else just as depressed and miserable as them.
I guess.
I mean, there's no other reason. Like, why would you want to do that to somebody?
I don't know, man. It's fucked up.
This, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away. BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high. September 2016, aunties made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number...
You know, seeing in the comments, like, why everybody defends BTS so much, like, now that I mean, we're only, like, 8 minutes in, but I've seen it in the comments, like, hundreds and hundreds of times how much shit these guys have gone through and how, you know, reporters and shows and, you know, just underground rappers, the public, just treating them all the time. It's just, like, hit after hit after hit after hit. They're just trying to do their own thing.
That's what I don't get. I mean, they're just being an artist. They're just doing their thing. If it's something you don't like, move on. There's a million other things you can go look at. Like, why do you have to try to destroy somebody else's dream? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know, just like you said, just miserable people.
Yeah.
Number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200. Because of this, aunties took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016. During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury. Even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken. October 2006.
Honestly though, I'd rather have fan cams than the TV cams. You know, think about it. The fans are the ones that are going to keep pushing your content to everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. The broadcasters are kind of the gatekeepers.
Yeah, they're going to gatekeep. They're only going to put it to certain networks, whereas the fans, I mean, they're going to blast it to everybody.
Yeah.
You're better off doing that, keeping it kind of like grassroots just through, you know, your fans.
But it's just not as good of quality, especially the phones back there. And 2016,
yeah, they were pretty bad back then.
Pixelated and garbage. I mean, we're like, what, 8 years, 7 years from that
But
now?
at least they had that support of the fans to do something like that for them, which was nice.
You know what I was going to say, too, is like, it's got to be terrifying as like a band member to have death threats to like one of your band members and then have to like go up on stage with them and like people are trying to kill them.
Yeah, you don't know who's in the crowd, what they're going to do.
They have a gun.
Yeah.
Like, dude, people are doing some crazy shit these days where they're like 3D printing guns and like they get through X-ray scanners because they're not metal, they're plastic. So like, bro, I'd be freaking terrified.
Yeah, that's pretty insane, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for them.
16. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese." November 2016. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. Auntie saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention.
Bro, how do you
November
do that?
2016, Big Hit released a formal statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. November 2016. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon Customer Care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑 그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 그 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로엘량만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데 고객님께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요. 그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용권 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로 됐잖아요. 그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 전수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하시는 게 혹시 내부적으로 이게 비리가 있는 건 아니냐라고 생각이 드실 수 있는데요. 뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
February 2017. BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work, and siblings of the group liked that post. Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017.
Is there any repercussions for death threats or
I mean, I guess if you knew who it was, you could go after them, I would assume. But I mean, without knowing who it is, I mean, it's just a random threat coming in.
These people are probably making VPN and shit to go that far.
And never find them.
Because, like, in the U.S., it's, like, freedom of speech, so you can kind of say stupid shit like that and kind of get away with it for the most part, but I feel like other countries would be very strict on stuff like that.
Not necessarily a death threat here. If you threaten somebody, like, physical violence like that, I think you can take legal action against them here.
Physically, yes, but I'm talking verbally.
No, verbally, that's what I mean. Like, you putting a death threat, I put a death threat against you. Me personally, you know me, and I'm putting that against you. You could probably take legal action against me for a death threat.
Maybe.
Have police protection of some sort.
Yeah.
Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas. May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat. November 2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데 그래서 그 5개 대륙에 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경을
It's so crazy. I bet you when they started BTS, they couldn't foresee all this bullshit that was coming their way. You got countries fighting with you now.
Right, it's all political.
Oh, man.
Like, dude, you're just like kids when you're starting out, just playing music, just having fun, doing what you love, and then it turns into this kind of nightmare. It's like there's no way you could foresee any of that coming.
No,
or
not at all.
Prepare yourself in any way for that.
That's got to be so stressful, dude. They're just like, I mean, practicing, singing, dealing with countries, fighting with their
possible war.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Then you got death threats from every corner. Like
it seems like they're targeting one person at a time.
Yeah,
like single them out to maybe. I mean, that's like. I mean, if you're like an evil person, that's probably like the best way to psychologically break up a group is to individually attack each person, not all of them at once, because then they can like herd together.
Right.
Or like if
you
hit
one and break him down,
break
and
him
you hit
down,
another one, break him.
Folds in on itself.
Yeah. Ah, sad, dude.
Yeah.
에서 나왔는가? 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출연한 건가? 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못된 건가? 팩트 체크를 다 하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 한 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이제 다 볼 수 있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요.
April 2019. During BTS's global press conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절인가 그 프랑스 작가분께서 언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에 질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그거에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그 건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠.
네, 감사합니다.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019, SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first eligible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely. December 2019.
Dude, what is it with these labels and like news companies just like attacking?
Like all they want to do is play their music, man. Like everybody is just attacking them. I don't get it. It's not like they're malicious and attacking other groups.
Dude, they're like the sweetest people.
Yeah, they're like not doing anything. They're just playing their music and like, I don't understand
they
the
give
hatred.
a lot. They're always calm and collected. They're not like raging out on people. And like even after all the attacks, like you think they'd be like way
especially
angrier.
like all the death threats and everything. You think they'd have like some kind of rebuttal coming back, or I don't know. But they seem so calm about everything, and then everybody just keeps attacking. I don't really understand why.
I don't know what they're trying to get out of it. Like, maybe other bands are paying these companies to do this to them so
down.
they can start gaining in popularity because they're taking such a massive market share. It might be hurting other record labels.
Yeah, that's possible too.
You know, because they were, what, 51% market share?
Yeah,
Blackpink was like 17 or something.
Yeah, the chart we were looking at, they took the top 10 K-pop groups and put them head-to-head with BTS, and BTS was still ahead by like over 1% plus from that 51%.
I think it took like, what, 11 bands? Like 11 of the top bands to equal, and no, they were still like 2% underneath the market share.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, so maybe with that, they're just jealous, and the record labels are like,
they have to be
doing everything they can to take them down.
Maybe.
JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company."
Whoa.
December 2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing.
I'm trying to read the rest of this.
BTS
would not be attending. Huh. Man, it just doesn't stop. It's just one thing after another after another.
Oh, NBC has been accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent TXT and G-Friend from appearing at the 2009 music festival after being notified that BTS would not be attending their year-end show. That's crazy that that person broke in.
Oh yeah,
is using like malicious tactics on reporting to like mess them up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be one of the other record labels. Like, it's hurting their sales, their bottom line, their profits. So they're probably paying off people to go out and like do whatever they can to take them down.
Well, imagine
stop them
being like a huge, like top 3 record labels, right? And you're creating all these new bands that are doing well, but they're not even touching the surface of where BTS is. And you just like, as a label, you're like, what the fuck can I do to get our artists above these guys? Like, what can we do? So they're just like, now they're just playing dirty tricks on them.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
It's messed up.
Appearing at their year-end show after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to Osen, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a Daesang. But in 2020, they created a second Daesang for digital music. BTS won the Daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the Daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020. Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship. Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 내가 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이 있고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등급에 실패했다라고 한다든지 여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이
It's almost like the politics kind of in America where they just like fabricate and bullshit everything.
Yeah.
Even though like the people know exactly what's going on, they just push and push and push false narratives and accusations.
Kind of like what they do to Trump out here is just like try to come up with anything at all just to take him down just so he can't win.
Yeah, they do a lot of that stuff in politics over here. It's kind of doing it the same exact thing to BTS.
What I'm wondering is like over the years, like it seems like that market, that industry over there has really tried to do everything they can to bring BTS down and destroy him. I wonder why they didn't venture out, like try to get in the US market or get into like European markets and like target that to try to get a bigger audience that would accept them, that wasn't trying to take them down like over in Korea.
Wait, what? Like,
so in Korea, everything over there seems to be targeting BTS, trying to bring them down, not to let them succeed. What I'm wondering is why didn't they take the time or the initiative to go out to the United States or go out to Europe and try to broaden their market and target those areas to build their base? You know?
I have no idea. I think a lot of them are just jealous because of how BTS started.
Well, I agree.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. So obviously there's a lot of jealousy, a lot of hate towards them in Korea through these other like labels. So if those labels are targeting them, other rappers are targeting them through Korea, I'm wondering why BTS didn't say, okay, well, if you guys don't accept us, we'll go to other markets. We'll go to the United States, we'll go to Europe, you know, wherever, and we'll play our music there and build a base instead of just in Korea if they're trying to take them down and they're not accepting.
I have no idea, man.
이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요.
Right there. The success BTS has in America and the global craze of BTS itself didn't go through the system of institutions.
그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
December 2020. For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service. Even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018...
Can you imagine if they didn't and they got exempt from it, how pissed people would be in their country?
Even the general public, yeah, because they're forced to do it. Or not forced, but it's expected of you as a citizen.
Special treatment.
Yeah,
like it would be a whole nother can of worms that opened up if they didn't do that. So good on them for following through with what the public, and that also makes them relate even more to the public. Like, oh, okay,
yeah, like, we're just like you.
Even though these guys are mega wealthy and super famous, like they're gonna do this. They're gonna get in the dirt with us,
right?
You know, so. Good on them.
All major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys. March 2021. Tops released the Garbage Pail
Kids. It's kind of
Kids.
crazy how like these individual bands and solo artists can actually get more publicity than even going on these news stations who have been around for like years and years. Like that's how much power social media has and influence these days.
That's what I was saying with the fan cams. As an artist, you're almost better utilizing your fans to get your message out there over traditional media sources.
Well, especially these days with the cameras they have.
Oh, yeah.
Like the phones are great now. The audio is amazing.
iPhones are 4K, and you can get beautiful footage out of it.
Yeah. So, and it's a lot easier to spread through the platforms these days than it was probably back in like 2016.
Yeah.
I mean, there was still social media around, but
right.
I mean, not as good as it is today.
And it's cool because like a lot of people can live stream right from the show.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as they can get their phone in if it's allowed.
Crazy.
Shammy awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, A German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a...
What did that say?
What's the top
comparing them
in the
to...
beginning of this sentence, he talks about how BTS is a virus like COVID, some shit virus for which hopeful a vaccine will be available soon.
To COVID-19,
So
and
wait a
voiced
minute,
his
Paul.
hopes that the...
So this was from Germany. Like, what did they have against BTS? Like,
I didn't even think they hit those markets, which is crazy. So they're hitting America, Germany, and Korea, and Japan.
But I don't get it. Like, I understand over in Korea because you've got all the record labels there and they're competing with them. I get that. But this is Germany. Like, what does Germany have against BTS?
Have you ever in your life hated a band so much that you needed to publicly say something about it?
I mean, I've got bands I don't really care for, and I won't listen to their music, and I move on and find stuff I like, but I'm not going to sit there and, like, seek them out online and give death threats and put horrible, like, comments and stuff. Like, why? Why waste your time? I got better things to do in my life.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But, wow, I didn't think it went that far.
That's crazy.
that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon. He openly cursed at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lau, Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke and that folks are too sensitive.
No way.
During Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
Yeah, I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS.
Okay.
They don't, you know what I mean?
No, they're like
I don't think that they're gonna.
So crazy, it's
dude,
and it's global. I'm a fan.
They're really good. Like they're good I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying. I
don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are. Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know which one he is. Look at those highlights. Those chunky Tony and Guy mall salon highlights. And the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
That is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
A senior editor from The Economist said, "Please no," after BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly. She quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke. This led to Stephen Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, "All this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important?" So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, "We're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this." BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity.
Yeah, dude, that was like a crazy ass time when like Asians were like getting beat up in New York City and Chicago and just like everywhere. They were just like picking, Asians off because of this virus or whatever. And it's like, crazy.
It has nothing to do with them. They didn't do anything. They didn't bring it here.
No, I know, but low IQ individuals just
and there's too many of them, unfortunately.
Listen to everything that the news says and just they don't take anything with a grain of salt or think for themselves.
Well, that's it. They don't think for themselves. They just hear what's out there and just act on it.
It's crazy. You think every single Asian person out here just like goes back to their little workshop and makes a virus and then just spreads it out? Like,
no, of course not.
Once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talents, ARMYs have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so. If only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Wow, that was pretty good, man. That was intense.
That was an emotional roller coaster,
right? Yeah.
I think I only switched between like sad and angry.
I know. It was the only like, two. There was like no happy, unfortunately.
No, and there was like that's.
I mean, there was a couple of awards that he won, which was pretty happy. But I mean, it was just like. Just constant bashing, like just
dude,
no need for it.
I can't imagine what they went through. That's gotta be mentally brutal. That's like me competing and like trying my hardest every single day, and someone just every single day just shitting on you.
Well, you kind of had that, honestly.
Actually,
like in the comments, like for those that don't
know,
when he was younger, he did powerlifting and competed at a very high level. Did excellent, got a lot of world records, and no matter how well he did, kind of like BTS, no matter how good they did. There's always haters in the comments just trash talking him, trying to bring him down, trying to destroy his mental state.
Even in CrossFit too, just like I was destroying the whole town. Like nobody could keep up with anything I was doing and the whole town was against me.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Strange. Even people so for those of you that don't know, I owned a CrossFit gym. My son competed. He was also one of the coaches. And like he said, he was doing so well that there were even people within the gym itself that were jealous and would have issues with him. And it's just...
strange,
no matter where you go, if you're succeeding, if you're doing well,
someone's always going to hate on you.
Always going to be haters trying to bring you down and stop you.
But don't let it stop you. Push past it.
That's right.
What do they say? If nobody's hating on you, you're not doing shit.
That's right.
Facts. Wow, guys. Yeah, you really put us through an emotional roller coaster on this one. Drop in the comments a video that can make up for this one to make us feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
because
one that's happier. This was pretty depressing, unfortunately.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, if it was depressing for us, imagine how these guys felt.
I know. Yeah, there's got to be a happier version of that time frame. So if you've got one of those, send it to us.
Also, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to jump over to our GoFundMe. Please donate $5 to the cause. We're trying to get a new computer to ramp up the videos per week and do lives every single Monday. We want to interact with you guys live. Just like doing a video like this would be fun for you guys to be in the chat commenting, you know, when we have questions to ask. And also jump over to Patreon and vote for the songs for the following week. Make sure you guys sign up on Patreon and become VIP members to be able to have those voting rights. And guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.